You won't believe the mess I got tangled in last summer. Picture this. I've been kicking back in my cozy riverside cottage at Willow Bend Community for over 50 years now, ever since I was a boy learning to skip stones with my old man. It's my slice of heaven, with the river whispering secrets and the morning mist rolling in like an old friend. But then comes Laura Hargrove, the HOA president, strutting up to my door like she owns the whole damn waterfront. Laura, mind you, was one of my star pupils back in the day when I taught land surveying seminars at the local tech school in the late 90s. She'd sit front row, firing off questions about boundary lines and easement rights, soaking it all up like a sponge. "Professor Hayes," she'd say, all wide-eyed, "what if the old deeds don't match what's on the ground?" Irony hits hard, doesn't it? Because here she was, 2 decades later, armed with her shiny title and a stack of papers, telling me my boat, Pier the one I've mended through floods and storms, was suddenly HOA property, and I needed to pack up and scram. Her heels clicked like warning shots on my gravel path that crisp June morning in 2023. I cracked the door, coffee steaming in my mug, the river breeze carrying that earthy scent I crave. Flanked by a couple of stone-faced board members, a fidgety guy with a clipboard, and a suit who looked bored out of her mind, Laura didn't waste time on hellos. "Edward," she snapped, flipping open her fancy leather binder, "your pier's in violation of safety codes, and your upkeep doesn't meet our standards. This is a premium neighborhood, now we can't tolerate eyesores." Eyesores? That pier's been my lifeline, where I grieved my wife's passing, taught grandkids to fish, weathered life's tempests. But to her, I was just a relic blocking progress. The board bobbleheads nodded along, but I saw the cracks in her armor. This wasn't about codes. It was power tripping, pure and simple. I leaned in, voice steady. "Laura, you might want to revisit those original surveys I drilled into you. Things aren't always what they seem on modern maps." Her eyes flickered just a second, but enough to know I'd rattled her cage. As she stormed off, whispering urgently to clipboard guy, I felt the storm brewing. Little did I know, this was bigger than my peer. It was about rewriting history for profit. 3 days later, certified mail slaps me like a cold wave. Willow Bend Homeowners Association. Fancy embossed letterhead screaming, "Violation, notice, mandatory compliance." Demanding I dismantle the pier in 30 days or face enforcement. My hands shook as my mug shattered on the porch. Isolation hit fast. Neighbors I'd barbecued with, helped during blackouts, now averted eyes, whispering like I was a squatter. Doubt crept in. Was I just a stubborn old fool clinging to driftwood? But no, something stank. Digging through Dad's dusty basement files, creaky drawers smelling of mildew and forgotten time, I struck gold. A 1960 county survey, stamped and sealed, predating the HOA by miles. Spreading it out next to Laura's glossy map, the mismatch screamed fraud. My line hugged the riverbank farther than anyone thought, swallowing the pier in chunks of community shore. Heart pounding, I called the county assessor. "Mr. Hayes, this is irregular. Our master records don't align with the HOAs at all. Come down here ASAP." Terror mixed with thrill. What if I owned way more than I'd dreamed? And what was Laura hiding? Monday rolls in with Laura's ambush, 2 county inspectors in tow, her smirk saying checkmate. I'd prepped all weekend, tightening bolts, dusting off my surveying gear. They poked and prodded, Laura chirping, "See those rails? Not up to code. Liability nightmare." But I played my card cool, sliding over the 1960 survey. "Gents, check this before you sign off." Their faces shifted from routine to stunned. "Ma'am," one said, voice like gravel, "these are authentic records. The pier's squarely on Mr. Hayes's land." Laura's composure cracked confusion, panic, rage flashing like lightning. She stammered about outdated docs and community agreements, but they shut her down. "Our call's safety, not borders. He's the owner." As they packed up, her glare could melt steel. I'd won the skirmish, but her whispered threats to the inspectors chilled me. War was on. She didn't lick wounds long. 48 hours later, emergency meeting notices flood mailboxes. Safety crisis attendance mandatory. I wasn't invited, but sweet old Mrs. Jenkins from down the lane slipped me a heads-up note. Sneaking glimpses from my blinds, I imagined the venom. Laura painting me as a greedy hoarder blocking family fun, twisting the inspection into structural horrors I ignored. Neighbors spilled later she even hinted my age made me confused about boundaries. Fury boiled. These folks I'd shared life with now saw me as the enemy. Online, they yanked my group access, rumors flying unchecked. I paced, questioning everything. Sell out? Flee the drama? Then Mrs. Jenkins drops a USB in my box. Listen to this. Plugging it in, my blood ran cold. Laura's voice, crystal clear with the board treasurer. Once we snag that riverfront, the resort's golden. Riverside Retreat and Marina Big Bucks. Just relocate the geezer first. Replay after replay, the scheme unfolded. Investors lined up, profits projected, my home bulldozed for luxury. Greed exposed, raw and ruthless. This wasn't rules, it was theft disguised as progress. That night, Laura shows solo, cashier's check in hand, fake smile plastered. $60,000, Edward. Fair offer for your spot. I feigned interest, phone secretly recording under the table. Tell me more about this resort buzz. Hook, line, sinker she unrolled blueprints, eyes gleaming. Boutique haven, 25 upscale lodges, private marina, beach club. Values skyrocket. My cottage? Labeled Elite Suite Prime. She babbled on jobs, tourism, prestige like erasing my legacy was a favor. Take the cash, buy a condo. Peaceful retirement. But her words dripped coercion, cooperate or else. Guilt flickered as I recorded, but her bribery quashed it. She left smug. I sat with dynamite evidence. Hesitating till midnight, cursor blinking, I drafted the bombshell email. Surveys, recordings, plans attached. Send. No turning back. Chaos erupted at dawn, phones buzzing. Mike Larson, the young dad from Elm Drive. First. Edward, this real? She plotted to boot you for a resort. Apologies poured in. We bought her lies, sorry. The vibe shifted. Nods from gardens, supportive honks. Next evening's HOA meeting? Packed house, tension thick as fog. Laura tried steering, malicious smears. But Mike roared. You lied. Made Edward the villain while scheming to commercialize our haven. Uproar. Resign. Board rats jumped ship, treasurer quit on spot. No clue about resorts. I'm out. Questions flew. HOA funds misused. Investors bribed? Chants swelled. Resign. Resign. Laura cracked, storming out amid threats. You'll regret this. Victory tasted bittersweet. Her desperation screamed danger ahead. Morning after her curt resignation, email no sorry. Just gone, that unfinished itch lingered. Mike, now interim prez, knocked. Let's fix this. Over coffee, I laid out the survey. Mike, I own the whole strip, beach, swimming cove, fishing spot. 250 feet of prime riverfront. His jaw dropped. Even where my boy learned to swim? We walked the bounds. Reality sank in. But I wasn't vengeful. No evictions. Just a fair deal, small yearly fee for access. Maintenance shared. Relief washed over him. We hashed it. Fees cover taxes, add benches, lights, community events. Rename the pier Edwards Dock. Mrs. Jenkins later gifted me the old HOA sign. Time for decent oversight. Suspect she recorded the confession, sharp lady. That sunset, magic returned. Kids splashing, families grilling, guitar strums over laughter. Chalk smiles on planks, a pup chasing fireflies. This was community, not Laura's greedy mirage. A cryptic text buzzed. You haven't won. This ain't over. Likely her, but I deleted it, smiling. Deeds don't lie, neither does truth. What if your neighbor tried stealing your land for profit? Fight dirty or walk away? Would HOA power corrupt you too? Spill in comments. Like if this fired you up, subscribe for more real-life twists. Whose side are you on?